Hi guys, this is the Empower Plus show, and today we are going to talk about understanding Kenya's Persons with Disability Act. Hello, I hope that clicks. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to spread awareness about disability rights in Kenya. And most people have heard about the Person with Disability Act but still don't understand. Today, we are going to break it down, what it means, how it protects persons with disability, and what still needs to be changed, okay? Because knowing your right is the first step to using it. So, in this video, I've broken it into different parts, and the first part, we are going to look at why the Act exists in the first place. So, for a long time, people with disability in Kenya faced barriers, not only physical barriers, but also social and legal barriers. Many are denied their rights, right to education, right to employment, right to access. For example, you can see a person on a wheelchair maybe in the street, they want to access a certain building, maybe a mall, but the soldier out there tells the person in a wheelchair not to access. I believe everyone has a right to access and a right to mobility and to access whatever they want. So that is a right denied, and that is why I'm here to educate and to inform, and maybe we should have this conversation about the right to everyone with disability. So that is part number one. Why it exists, it's because you should know what your right is and try to fight for it. Okay? Part number two, you're going to see what the Act covers. And basically, this Act touches every aspect of every human being's life with a disability, starting from education. That is part number one. It says that every person with a disability has the right to free education and accessible education. The word here is free and accessible. Schools must adapt facilities and teaching methods that suits their needs. Okay? That is number one. The other thing that this act covers is employment. Employers are encouraged to hire with people with disability, and guess what the government does? The government gives tax incentives to organizations who do this. I hope you understand. And number three, they talk about accessibility. This act insists on accessibility, which means all public buildings, roads, transport should be accessible to everyone. To everyone. There is no exemption here. It is for everyone, because accessibility is a right, and we've been saying things in the previous videos or in the recent videos that accessibility is a right for everyone. Okay? Point number four, it's about healthcare. I've seen people with disability not going to hospitals because they have this fear of, like for example, right now, there is this thing of SHA, maybe they fear about the charges, also fear about the accessibility, how they get from home to hospital. But in this act, persons with disability have the right to affordable medical care and rehabilitation services. So I don't think this should be a problem. But the reason as to why it's a problem, it's because it has not entered, let me say it has not entered in our minds that it is a right. It's not like no one is doing you a favor when they are giving you affordable medical care. It's your right, and that is why you should know your rights. Okay, so don't stay at home feeling sick. And point number five is political participation. This is where we go about voting, public participation, contest elections and all that. You have the right to vote, talk about your leaders, talk to your leaders, converse with them, tell them, talk your mind out. because you should be heard, seen, and to make sure this all works, the law created the National Councils for Persons with Disability, NCPWD, the body that promotes and protects disability rights in Kenya. So you're well protected, okay? Part number 3. In this session, we're going to talk about the reality. And with this, I mean the challenges and the gaps that are there. Since 2003, it's now 2 decades, but you see there is a mixture of things. Implementation is still slow of this act or of these rules. Many schools and people are still discriminating. Schools and these healthcare are still inaccessible. Healthcare services are still inaccessible. Like I have a friend who is a person with disability. She was telling me about SHA program. It's not working well for her. Some employers are still discriminating. Like a person with disability cannot get a job easily, yet they have the education and all the skills. So the truth is, a law only works if people know about it and demand it to be enforced. So again, know your rights. Have them on the fingertips. If you see something going on that should not be happening, you should talk it out. Okay? And be bold. The other part we're going to talk about what we can do. Now that we know everything is happening, now that we know people are still discriminating, now that we know things are not still accessible for us, what can we do? Number 1, know your rights. That will always be number 1. Know your rights, learn your rights, know what the act says, and share the knowledge to other people. Okay? I know you've seen this video and you know of a person who should know this information. Share the information. That is point number 1. Point number 2, hold institutions accountable. For example, in your workplace, you should, maybe your workplace, your school, or the government offices, ask questions like, are these offices accessible for us? Hold these institutions accountable. Otherwise, nothing will change. If I come, or if 2 or 3 come together to ask for one thing, of course it will be taken more seriously. Okay? And support inclusion. Speak out when you see unfair treatment out there. Speaking out will always be the way to fight for your rights. Disability rights are human rights. And when we include everyone in the society becomes stronger. Okay? The Persons with Disability Act is not just a law, it's a promise. A promise that no one should be left behind because of their ability. Let's make that promise real. Let's make it real together.